This is the safest shelter. To defend against the attacks of beasts in the jungle, man relies on a soil slope as a natural barrier. Create a strong and dense protective wall. The interior space is not only spacious, but not depressing. Can easily accommodate one person. There is no extra decoration for the overall appearance. Perfect integration into the surrounding natural environment. This day, Mark wakes up from the shelter he built. Although the cottage is comfortable, but the freshness is over. Tired of living soon? So he embarked on a new journey. Stop and go. Finally came to a place where the earth slope collapsed. In front of the clearing formed by the square. It's open. The uplifted soil slopes around can also act as walls, save material and be concealed enough. Mark immediately decided to start construction here. He first swung the shovel, clean up the dirt at the bottom, make a wide open space. At the same time, it can also make the slope more vertical and flat. Finished digging the foundation. He got up and set off again. Came to a wooden house built last year. After a year of wind and sun, can no longer live, so he decided to dismantle it. Screen out the stakes that are not rotten, as building materials for new shelters. After returning to the clearing, mark along the edge of the foundation, line up the stakes, build a solid wooden wall. In order to improve the sealing effect and structural strength, he deliberately mixed moist clay, fill in every gap between the stakes. This clay becomes extremely hard when it dries. It can firmly fix the stakes. It can stop the cold wind from seeping into the house, thereby improving the thermal insulation effect. When the wall reaches half-human height, Mark stopped the fire in his hand. Start making the door frame for the entrance. He picked a few pieces of wood of even thickness, splice and fix them together to make a regular triangular frame. But because the walls built earlier were too thick, a single frame cannot fit perfectly. So he followed the same size again, reproduced an identical frame, so that the inside and the outside fit each other to be perfectly inlaid into the thick wall. Then you can follow the sides of the door frame. Continue to build the rest of the wall upwards until the wall fits his height. Make sure you can straighten your waist when you live in it. Not so depressing. Complete the construction of the wall. Mark's stomach is growling with hunger. So he picked a stake at random. Drill 3 holes on one side with a tool. Then swing the axe, groove at the hinge on the other side. Make a simple grill. Fill it with pre-fired charcoal. Sprinkle in a little alcohol. It was easy to light the fire. After the charcoal is fully burned, Mark set up the kettle. Pour into Yuan 5 bottles of mountain spring water. Start preparing today's lunch. In order not to waste too much time, he chose a bucket of curry-flavored instant noodles. Brew with boiling water. Cover and simmer for 2 minutes. Simply another meal. After eating instant noodles, he pulled out another small coffee maker from his backpack. They're going to make a cup of coffee. Although in the deserted wild, but there is still a sense of ritual in life. A cup of hot coffee dispels exhaustion. Refreshing? Keep him at his best. Eat and drink. Mark got up and went back to work. He first brought a few straight tree trunks from the neighborhood, erected above the wall in turn. The supporting frame that makes up the roof. To close the gaps between the logs, he found a few more pieces of dry bark, but covered on the frame surface. Complete preliminary seal. Then Maclay went to the nearby reeds, harvested a lot of dry straw, spread it evenly over the frame, form a thick thermal insulation waterproof layer. Then he produced the soil that had been excavated earlier, sprinkle on the straw on the roof, further improve the sealing and insulation of the shelter. It also raises the overall height of the roof, effectively avoid water accumulation. Finish the demeanor of the roof. Mark back to the ground. Follow the previous method of making the door frame. Splice together 2 identical triangular frames. Place it against the wall on the inside side of the house, as supporting legs for the bed. Then he picked 2 trunks of even thickness. Then closely arranged the pre-prepared wooden segments. Lay on. A sturdy single bed is done. The length is just right for his height. Take a short break. Mark got up and went outside the house. Several wooden segments. Splice out a frame that fits the entrance. This is the main body of the door panel. To make it both windproof and beautiful, he searched for a large piece of dry bark. Fill in the gaps in the frame. not only can block the cold wind, it can also make the door panel more textured. Clean up the outside. Mark moved out of his hand-welded metal fireplace. In the jungle, where the temperature difference between day and night is large, this is against the cold. The key to survival? He first installed smoke exhaust pipes for it, placed in the corner of the house. However, since no exhaust port was reserved before, so now, gotta cut a hole in the roof. Make sure the smoke drains out of the house smoothly. After everything is in place, Mark stuffed charcoal and dry wood into the fireplace. With the blessing of alcohol, the fire soon ignited. Smoke drifts slowly down the exhaust pipe to the forest. The effect is ideal. Then he took his backpack back, removed blankets and sleeping bags from... Get ready for the night. As for the plank outside the door, and steaks, it's a small table he prepared in advance. It can be used as a dining table. All kinds of seasoning cans can also be placed. Practical direct fill. While the fireplace is on fire, he also started preparing dinner for today. Burn oil in a pan first. Take advantage of this time to peel and cut the mushrooms you brought into pieces. Fry until golden brown on both sides. Then pour out the spare. Then cut a few more potatoes. Put it in the pot and stir fry. At the same time with onion for flavor. Finally, add the pepper color scheme. Sprinkle with cilantro. A home-cooked meal with all the flavors and flavors is complete. After eating, Mark went back to bed. Opening the first night in this cottage,